team has ever been in Concacaf Women's Olympic Qualifiers. And here is how Group B looks. Canada, Mexico, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Jamaica.
Yeah, it's going to be a very competitive group. Every single team in this group provides a different type of challenge for the others.
We are in for some good matches here today. Before we get you into the action, we're going to let the teams take the field and hear the national anthems of both Canada and St. Kitts and Nevis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this 2020 Concacaf Women's Olympic Qualifying Group match, the national teams of Canada and St. Kitts and Nevis. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of St. Kitts and Nevis, to be followed by the national anthem of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Canada.
God.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, today's starting lineup for Canada.
Momento para repasar el 11 inicial de ambos equipos. 22 protagonistas de este encuentro entre las selecciones de Canadá y San Cristóbal y Nevis. Reiteramos, partido debut. Así que la emoción, los nervios, seguramente que están ahí en estos primeros 15 minutos, pero está la responsabilidad y está también la aspiración de llegar a los Juegos Olímpicos en Tokio este año, que viene siendo siempre un sueño para cualquier atleta en cualquier parte del mundo. Aquí está la alineación de Canadá. Kylie Sheridan en el arco, Kanesha Buchanan, Shelina Zadorsky, Julia Grosso, Jade Revere, Ashley Lawrence, Christine Sinclair, la capitana, Sophie Schmidt, Gabby Carl, Jessie Fleming, Adriana León, ese es el 11 que manda al terreno de juego, Kenneth Heiner-Moller. Así que la presencia de Sinclair, constante en los últimos años en la selección de Canadá, y hoy buscará romper un récord. Tiene 183 goles, necesita uno para empatar el récord de goles internacionales a Abby Wambach. Aquí están los oficiales para el partido de esta tarde: Crystal Sobers, Hense Rensch de Surinam, Shirley Perelló y Melissa Borjas Pastrán, ambas hondureñas. Ahí está el sorteo.
Get ready to go. We might see a lot more action between those two tonight.
That might be a little bit of a preview.
Right. Dickinson knows what she's facing in Christine Sinclair. Being from Canada, Kyra Dickinson has watched Christine Sinclair all her life, and now she gets a chance to play against her. A really special moment for her. Dickinson with the most experience on this St. Kitts and Nevis team.
Yeah, another player that I'm really excited to watch is Brittany Lawrence. Fast, dynamic. She played a multitude of positions up top, and currently playing overseas. And she's just someone that can bring a lot to the game for St. Kitts going forward.
Janae Baklosky, the coach for St. Kitts and Nevis, told us Lawrence is fun to watch. Big hugs there between the goalkeepers. Sabrina D'Angelo and Kaylin Sheridan. Speaking of Sabrina D'Angelo, she's one of the available subs for Canada today. The rest of the substitutes looks a little bit like this. Each squad having to carry 3 goalkeepers in Olympic qualifier. It's a 20 squad team. 3 of those spots from goalkeepers, and this is the moment they've been waiting for Canada. They've been ready to have another tournament after the World Cup, after a little bit of a disappointment going out of the round of 16. And here they go. They're going to start with the kickoff. Christine Sinclair with the first touch of this game. And we're underway here at HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas. The 59th match overall in Concacaf Women's Olympic qualifiers. When you're looking at this match, Casey, right from the beginning, what are you expecting from both of these sides?
Well, it's the first game they've played, so a lot of it is going to be getting comfortable just in their own principles and making sure that they kind of get the rest out. How quick can they start, and how quickly can they impose their game on the other team?
A good little start there for St. Kitts, trying to get after Canada right away. Had the pleasure of talking to Janae Baklosky, head coach for St. Kitts, and she was saying, we're fast, we're gonna use it to our advantage, but here's some speed on the right side. It's Revere. Revere off the near post netting. Getting after him right away. Jade Revere from Markham, Ontario.
And that's how quickly Canada can attack. They had an opportunity on the other end. They get it quick to Revere. She shows some pace and unfortunately doesn't quite get it on frame.
Revere right now at the University of Michigan. Has played with youth squads growing up in Canada. Probably watched that player play a lot. Sophie Schmidt, 192nd cap for her. Zadorsky plays it long, and it's Revere in the final third. She gets a cross off. It goes right into the arms of Kyra Dickinson. Lawrence connects. Playing a little bit of a higher role right now. Schmidt to Revere. Dribbling inside. Has Sinclair. Plays it to Jessie Fleming. And we have to mention this is a big game for both squads. For St. Kitts and Nevis, it's their first ever time playing in a qualification tournament of this nature. They missed out on World Cup qualifying by goal differential, as this ball looks like it's going to run all the way over. So that was a tough draw from them to miss out on a draw in their last game. They knew that they wanted to make it into Olympic qualifying. So for them, a really big experience being in this tournament. But for Canada, everybody is talking about chasing history. Christine Sinclair sitting currently on 183 international goals. Well, at 184 is Abby Wambach, and that's the record. She doesn't talk about it a lot, doesn't like her teammates talking about it, but it's something that everybody knows, and I think everybody on this Canadian team is trying to get her to reach that mark.
That's pretty indicative of the type of player and person she is. I'm sure she's not liking any focus being on her, but shows her humility. And what's probably made her so successful is that she's just done her work, and she's made sure she could always deliver for her country.
Humble warrior is one of the ways that Angela Hughley's actually on Twitter said, that's how I think of Christine Sinclair. Hughley's a U.S. Women's International player and has had a few games against Sinclair, and here she is running centrally. It'll be to Adriana Leon. Leon plays it across. It looked like it might have gone off the arm of Tarvia Phillip. Phillip going by Kuzi. I like that nickname.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a great run. They're getting in more on the flanks now. Adriana Leon able to get in and really create opportunities for Canada in the wide spaces.
Leon playing currently for West Ham United. Made the move overseas recently. Good move by Grosso to get to the end line, battling here. And Kaylee Bennett got the best of her there, but a little taste of Grosso and her ability to go forward. Bennett, a forward from Baltimore, Maryland, 15 years old.
That's amazing.
Kaylee Bennett.
What experience to be getting right now at that age, and just seeing the youth that's on this St. Kitts and Nevis roster is really exciting for the future of what they're building there and having the success getting into this portion of the qualifiers.
And for you, how much does that change maybe the trajectory of what it looks like to be a woman footballer on the island of St. Kitts and Nevis? We're going to have to wait because here's the ball in the attacking third. Fleming finds Leon, cuts it to her right foot. She's going to take a shot on goal. Now Fleming distributes. There's runners in the box. The cross comes in and it's Sinclair on the back post. She gets taken out. And that's going to be our first big call of the game. Is it a penalty? Is it offside? I can't tell by the look on the face of our center official there. And it's going to be a PK. And who walks over? The captain, Christine Sinclair.
You know, her body position was great. She just happened to get in front of the player on the back post, and really there was nothing she could do except let her have a free opportunity on frame or the penalty.
7th minute of this one. Chasing history is Christine Sinclair. Exhales. There it is! She's tied. All-time international goals, 184. Christine Sinclair puts Canada up 1-0.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, watching this happen and seeing someone like her just continue to be able to deliver in big moments for her country. We all expect nothing less.
Classic Sinclair celebration there, the double fist pump. You know what I love about those slow-mos? Just you've played against Christine Sinclair, and seeing how tenacious she is. Her facial expression says it all.
What I love is that you can tell she's been there before, you know, but it doesn't take away the passion and the competitive drive that you can see in her face when she does score a goal.
Well, she's all tied up with Abby Wambach for international goals. She did that on her 290th cap. Christine Sinclair now enters this decade in her 3rd decade with the Canadian women's national team. You can go on and on and on and on with stats for Sinclair. Right now, she's hoping she can help her team win as the ball gets into the attacking third. Runners in the box. Leon with a little touch, and it goes into the arms of Dickinson. Buchanan wins that one. All the way to the far side. Lawrence chases this one down. The cross comes in, it's handled nicely by St. Kitts. Zadorsky plays currently for Orlando Pride of NWSL, plays it wide. This is Gabby Carl, the youngster, across into the arms of Dickinson. They're getting chances, is Canada.
Yes, it's clear that St. Kitts is okay with letting them have the wide spaces, but the interchange with what Canada's doing, some of the midfielders popping off, the forwards popping off, the midfielders going through, it's bringing them a lot of success, and St. Kitts is really having to defend in the 18-yard box.
And that was one of the things that Coach Kenneth Heiner-Mueller said about Canada as they go into the attacking third here. Their precision in the box has to be better, right? And that, as that cross from Sinclair misses her target. Good look at the bench. But that's one of the things they were working on. When he looked at stats from 2019, from the World Cup, he saw that his team was getting forward, not only with numbers, but getting opportunities. It was just that final pass product. Something that he was waiting to see and to show his team, like, it's right there, you guys. How big was that game against New Zealand in the fall for them to kind of see that it is so close?
Well, when you're in that type of scenario, it's twofold. You're excited that you're generating opportunities, because that would be a whole nother problem if they weren't able to get into the final third and creating chances.
Right.
But the goal conversion and just the details in finishing and crossing is extremely important, especially as you go further and further in tournaments, and those chances may be limited.
It's a really good point. And goal differential always a factor. It's a good look at Jade Revere. She dribbles centrally and just gets taken out there by Phillip.
Revere's been very involved. She's extremely dynamic in those wide spaces. But what I like is that they're also coming inside attacking, and it's very hard to defend when you see that type of build-up play and interchange.
Yeah, Revere looks like she's playing, that they may be playing a 3-5-2, bringing Revere into a more attacking position. Which you like, in her 10th cap. Getting after it is Revere. Leon over top the ball, right next to Julia Grosso. Runners in the box. Leon goes for goal. Maybe gets a touch there, and that would have been the goal for Sinclair.
That would have been an interesting one. Anything to get it across that line.
Right? Sinclair might have thought she pulled herself offside, maybe just trying to get out of the way of it. Schmidt takes over. Lawrence a heavy touch, and it's just cleared away by St. Kitts. Fleming slips it through. It's a good run by Revere. She plays it centrally. Leon puts it away. Adriana Leon in her 16th goal internationally puts Canada up by 2. Leon was eager, but this pass by Fleming.
I mean, what vision there to play into that seam and just perfectly executed all the way around, really. It's a great ball on the sprint, one touch, and Leon's able to put it away.
Great run by Jade Revere, getting her first assist in that full team uniform. Nice time to get it. The 12th minute of this one, Canada already up 2 goals. When talking to Janae Buklowski, the head coach for St. Kitts, she said, we can't tactically switch up too much when we're going into this game. We have to play who we are. So we're going to get after them, and here they are, attacking, trying to get forward. She's been really impressed in her short time with St. Kitts with the attitude of these players and their willingness to not only learn, but to compete.
Yeah, there's so much you have to do when you go in to a program, and really finding out what your culture's like, what are your top strengths, and how do you develop your principles out of that is important, because that creates an identity for players. And then as you go, developing how you're going to play against opponent is really secondary at that point.
It's a really good point. And staying true to who they are as St. Kitts. Being an American, Buklowski said, it is one of the most beautiful places I have ever been in my life is St. Kitts, and she made me want to go there.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
These women have worked so hard to get here. St. Kitts got here by the Caribbean qualification. They had 3 wins and a draw in that, scored 20 goals. One of the big games that they had that they scored 4 goals in was the game against Trinidad and Tobago. In the 2018 World Cup qualification, they were beating Trinidad and Tobago 1-0 until the 88th minute. That goal that Trinidad and Tobago scored moved Trinidad and Tobago on the tiebreaker into World Cup qualifications. It sent them out. So here's St. Kitts in the Olympic qualifiers, beating TNT with a little bit of feistiness, saying, yeah, we want some revenge. They beat them 4-1 to get here into this game. That's the competitiveness of this squad.
Those are things you can't necessarily just facilitate as a coach. It's just experience. It's what happens when you put yourselves in those tournaments. As hard as something like that is, look where it's gotten them, and that sits and fuels the fire for a year leading into the Caribbean qualifiers for the Olympics.
And that fire was fueled. 4 goals that day. And high scoring in general from St. Kitts. They have pace that they can use, and something that they're definitely thinking about the whole time they're defending is how can we exploit Canada when we do get the ball. Here comes Revere, already 1 assist on the night to that woman, Leon. Leon plays it back to Revere, and now Sinclair. Canada trying to establish a little bit of rhythm going forward. Fleming, one of the most creative players you'll see in this Concacaf qualification tournament. Schmidt plays it far post, it's Ashley Lawrence. She ran herself offside. Sophie Schmidt pulling the strings in central midfield.
Yes, you can see she's even stepping into play, and that's what's, oh, wow, that was, I don't know about that. She came from behind that defender, but it's a great opportunity there. But Canada, what's so interesting about what they're doing is they're creating numerical advantage all over the field by Sophie Schmidt and Shalina Sidorsky driving into midfield. They are in that 3-5-2, and it's really hard to defend because there's so many numerical advantages all over the field.
Right there, they created defensive numerical advantage, win the ball back so high, and here's Sidorsky doing exactly what you just said. There's the 3 in the back.
When you have Kanesha Buchanan centrally, I think it gives you a little bit of confidence that you can take some chances going forward.
Right.
And they've established possession, which has allowed them to have so many runs, so many different movements to pull St. Kitts out.
Buchanan, not only experienced international, but playing abroad in the French league. Lawrence from distance, it skips, and it's in the side netting. Ashley Lawrence saw a little slice, and she thought she'd go for it. Paid off.
Yeah, as they keep possession, St. Kitts and Nevis start to go back a little bit, and there's that space in front of the back line, in front of the midfield, and why not go for it at that point?
Given that much time, would you shoot?
Why not? Right? If it's there, let's see. If they start to step out, then you can create the space in behind. But it's good. She keeps it low and gets that skip right into the far post.
Yeah, that skip right there makes it difficult if you're Dickinson. Ashley Lawrence scoring the 3rd goal here in the 18th minute. For Lawrence, she had quite the 2019, named the Canadian Women's Soccer Player of the Year. She led the national team in minutes. She played every single minute at the World Cup for Canada. She took advantage of that space, put one in the back of the net here. Leon has space. Some patience from Canada here. Lawrence is at the back post. It won't find her. Here's Christine Sinclair. Flicks it up and over. Lawrence, shot saved. Good presence from Dickinson. Not only is Kyra Dickinson the captain of this squad, most experienced player, but one of the notes that I love is that she also is the goalkeeper coach for their under-20 team. So the other 2 goalkeepers on this squad get coached by Dickinson week in and week out. You gotta love that.
That's such a commodity for a head coach to have someone who's on your team, is an experienced player, but also loves the education side to make sure they're bringing other players along. It just can be so effective for young players to see that in action every day. So it really is an advantage for Janae Buklowski.
Just kind of gets called offside there. Again, tough call there. There were a couple of players offside. I don't know if I would say Jessie Fleming was one of them, but we play on. Lawrence gets tackled. That's Chloe Udenberg, the 19-year-old midfielder. It's a good look at Buklowski on the far left side. Her and her coaching staff evaluate what's happening. 20 minutes in, down 3-0. Taking a little time here, bringing some more players into the mix. Mills puts the pressure on Sidorsky. Some high pressing from St. Kitts, and Canada breaks it down all through Christine Sinclair. Fleming, a little too long there, even for the speed of Leon. Nice back trap. You gotta throw those in sometimes.
Sometimes it works out.
Oh, you know that's happened to you though,
Of course
right?
it has.
Oh man. She made it look easy, though, did Gabby Carl. A lot of youth on both of these teams. For Canada, something that they're definitely trying to use. Sinclair's trying to break the back line there. But both of the head coaches and both of the squads talking about how important the youth is in building the culture that they have and in pushing the envelope, right? Continuing to grow.
Fostering the youth development is so hugely important, especially at the international level.
Here's Leon. Sinclair's in the middle of the field. Christine Sinclair! She just broke the record! 185 career goals, Christine Sinclair. She's humble. She's a leader. She's a legend. And she's taking the ball, putting it in a box. Look at the celebration from her. She has carried Canada on her shoulders and been such a pioneer in the game. And here, she changes the game. She changes history. History has been caught by Christine Sinclair.
She is absolutely lethal in front of goal. It's a pleasure to be on this game and to watch history occur. And I love seeing her excitement. I love her teammates rallying around her. And it's just an exciting thing to witness, honestly.
Oh, they weren't even ready. Oh.
They're just having fun at this point.
Oh, big hugs for Christine Sinclair. What a moment for her.
The neatest thing about seeing this, obviously history is great, but the emotion, you can tell what it means to her, and that she's telling her teammates, you know, that she's happy. She's talking to them and thanking them. You can see it on her face.
Looked like Christine Sinclair, a little emotional there, as she should be. Nearing her 20th year on the women's national team. She played in the 2004 Olympic qualifiers and played in every single one since. She has done it all. Christine Sinclair, incredible. What else can you say? Ball in behind. It's Carl. Finds Sinclair. She looks to dish it. It's a nice tackle at the top of the box by St. Kitts. Leon wide open, and she's offside.
The width that Canada is creating right now is so problematic. They're really stretching the field between Revere and Carl. And what that does is it draws St. Kitts out, and then there's spaces in the middle. It's very, very hard to plug both spaces, and they're doing a great job of being able to stretch the field.
Canada builds around the back to Fleming, who's drifted wide. Lawrence looks to break the back line. It might have been a little bit too late on that pass, and it was. She ran offside. Good high line and togetherness from St. Kitts.
Yes, their tactical awareness. They've shown that they can read service and either hold their line or drop off when there's no pressure on the ball, and they're starting to show that they can make those adjustments as you go.
Grosso. A steady little turn in the middle of the field. Here's Leon. She lets it roll. Leon in space, going towards the net, and she's going to find the far post. That's 2 for Adriana Leon. Big hug from Christine Sinclair to Leon.
Yeah, I mean, this was a tough one because she has the speed to stay with her, and they start to cut down the angle, but really just a very classy finish, very composed and poised to the back post by Leon.
Leon makes it 5. She really set herself up with the run, and I think one of the things that you notice as she celebrates with Zadorsky, last few tries for Canada, offside, offside, offside. Good awareness from Leon to hold herself on.
Anything that's been played in the air has been more predictable for St. Kitts and Nevis. That is played right in the path of her run. It makes it more of a 1v1 battle, and then it can be a toss-up based on speed, angle of approach, and with the speed she has and the finishing ability, it was really well timed.
We're having a little the assistant referee here just getting a little attention from the 4th official. So they have heart rate monitors on, and on their wrist is the watch that shows them what's going on. So you just wonder if she's maybe checking. She does look a little dazed. And she's talking to the 4th official right there, and if she can't continue, the 4th official, Melissa Borejas Pastrana, will take her spot. Just making sure she's all right is our center official, Crystal Sobers. We'll get back underway. This is not only a tiring game for the players on the field, but if you're a referee, you're doing a lot of work too.
Absolutely.
So hope she's all right. Canada regained possession pretty quickly.
The way Shalina Zadorsky is stepping into that midfield space has been so effective for Canada because it really allows all of their attacking players to stay higher up the field. They haven't had to come back for any of the build-up, and they've really been able to commit numbers forward.
Here's that player that you're speaking to, Revere. Finds Grosso. Sinclair flicks it and cleared away momentarily by St. Kitts. St. Kitts has a few youngins on their team. I mentioned Kaylee Bennett, number 16, 15 years old, as Fleming heads it across. It's Sinclair, numbers on her back. Here comes Canada again. Sinclair wide open and can't find her. Shot up and over. Gabby Carl, though, is getting up and down the flank with that freedom that you just mentioned.
Yeah, she's really been able to be patient and stay wide until there's seams that are opening up, and they've really done well to execute and get those players in.
Revere wins it. It's going to go all the way back to Dickinson. So not only is Bennett one of the 15-year-olds, but they also have a 15-year-old in Kayla Udenberg, and 3 sisters. The Udenberg sisters are all on the squad. Carly, who's 19, and then the oldest one, Chloe Udenberg, number 5 there right in the middle of the screen, is the oldest of the 3. Their grandmother is from St. Kitts, so they love representing a part of their family history. Here comes Revere. The ball just slips over the byline. Each time a girl joins football, the world takes a strike towards equality. If you empower a girl, you empower a community to fight for their dreams. Concacaf W. We belong. I think that's one of the main points, too, that I got from head coach Janae Buklowski in our conversation is that football in St. Kitts is not the #1 sport. It's not what the girls aspire to play. It's cricket or handball. And she said the way that St. Kitts qualified for this Olympic qualification has inspired the community. She said she's getting texts from everybody across the country saying they can't wait to watch tonight. So to everybody in St. Kitts, thanks for watching. We're excited to watch you guys play, as I imagine you are excited to watch all these women you are so proud of participate in this qualification. We're gonna see our first sub. Ariel Fernandez is gonna come on, the 24-year-old. Currently living in Los Angeles. Gets to go on and represent her country for the first time. She comes in for Prentice.
Now entering number 19, Ariel Fernandez, score number 8, Calzano's Prentice. Number 19, Fernandez.
Fernandez comes in and she has some pace, some speed. Let's see if St. Kitts can try to use that, exploit some of the space that Canada has left behind them as they push numbers forward again and again. Leon going for the hat trick. It gets pushed away. It's gonna be Lawrence scooping it up. Eyeing up her defender, gets to the end line. She shimmies and shakes. Fleming, wasn't quite sure if it was gonna come to her. Sinclair, up and over her. That would have been quite the hat trick goal.
Absolutely.
It's hard to believe when you look at that face right there and how focused she is on, and probably disappointed she didn't put that one on frame, that she just broke a world record just moments ago, just minutes ago. Christine Sinclair, I think that's one of the things that has set her apart is her consistency. She's not this flashy center forward, doesn't want all the attention. She wants to be the best she can be in any moment and really picks and chooses how precisely she finishes.
When you think of intrinsic motivation, I think of a player like Christine Sinclair, where, okay, yeah, she took in the moment, which she should after so many years, but then she's back to work, and it's back to work for her teammates and for her country.
Canada can't make that one work, though. The ball slips over the end line. Dickinson restarts this one. Carl. Canada working it centrally. Making St. Kitts move from right to left. Here's Revere. Gets there, crosses it. Is it gonna stay in? No. Finds its way over the end line. So far though, Jade Revere has really made her presence known.
She has. She is a young player that this type of environment and fostering her being able to get this many minutes in an Olympic qualifier is huge. And just showing that these players he believes in and he can give them more and more game time. She just seems to be growing with that confidence.
Zadorsky gets this one taken away from her. Good work there by Dakota Mills, but it's Lawrence, her counterpart, number 10, who scoops the ball off her teammate and gets it back to Canada. Fleming. Canada looking for their 9th overall win in Concacaf Women's Olympic Qualifiers. Right now they sit 8-8. All time, they've played in every Olympic qualifier so far. This ball gets sent in. Dickinson comes out and claims it.
Christine Sinclair and Adriana Leon, they are playing in that half space in front of the back line, which is so effective right now and really what's allowing Carl and Revere to get higher up the field because the center backs don't know whether to step in there or the 6 to take it, and you can just see that that interchange and playing in that space is really something that's working for Canada.
Yeah. I do want to correct myself. I said that wrong. Canada has 15 wins in qualifying. 1 draw and 3 losses as there's a collision there in the center of the field. And it's Mills that was down. for St. Kitts, and Buchanan was down for Canada. Both players are up now, just a tough challenge there. In the middle of the field, but we'll get restarted. Entering these last 10 minutes in this first half, Casey, when you're watching this game and you're watching St. Kitts, is there anything that you would like to see them do in order to get maybe a little bit more of the possession?
Well, the spaces that Canada is leaving.
You might have to hold that. Here's Lawrence into the box, looking for Sinclair. Won't get there, and defended well by St. Kitts.
Yeah, the space that Canada's leaving is really in behind where they commit Carl and Revere, but it's very, very difficult because they have so many numbers forward. You know, maybe dropping another player into that back line to have a wider back line to be able to not allow the wide spaces, but you always give up something to gain something. But the space, you know, in behind those players on the sides of the three back could be effective if they could get into it, but right now it's very hard for them to get possession of the ball.
And they're defending with all they have. That transition is so difficult when you're exhausted.
It is.
Leon gets it started again, finds Grosso. Leon into the mix, well headed. Saw all 5'11" of Mills there. Buchanan gets it across, cleared away. Attack after attack here from Canada. Zadorsky sends it over the head of Leon. Defended by Wilkinson. She's gonna win the ball back. Wilkinson, a player that's from the island, trains there week in and week out, is a tough defender, and she showed it right there.
Yeah, very patient. She wasn't going in for the tackle until there was a missed touch. I liked the way she stood her up there and was very confident in the way she defended Leon.
Lawrence, nice touch to get to the end line. She cuts it back. Oh, Fleming wanted it. A little crossing of runs there from Canada. This might be a chance. Those are the moments that you were just talking about, Casey.
Yes, they just don't have the numbers centrally, and maybe trying to keep it and to rest on the ball a little bit when they're in the defensive third would help, but it's very difficult when you're getting chased down.
Shot to the side of the net. Gabby Carl sees Jade Revere on the other side doing that, and she's like, I'm going to get forward. I'm going to try to score a goal too. There's a look at that. I think if Fleming, who knows, right? She could have communicated with her, but
Fleming looked like she definitely wanted that for sure, but just unfortunate timing.
That's you, right? That's you playing central midfield, and you're like, get out of my way.
Exactly.
Fleming to the far post. Here's Sinclair. Could have taken a shot, decides to keep it. How about that from Lawrence, though, just laying it off.
Great touch.
Shot from distance. Get out of here. Did you see Christine Sinclair? She can't even believe it. What a strike. The youngster Jade Revere with her first international goal, and it's a beauty.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Canada, scored by Jade Revere.
What a confident strike from the young player. I love the patience of Canada here, and she just takes this and goes, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. Let's try it. And she hit that very, very well.
Look at the knuckle on that. It's coming back towards the near post. It has Dickinson going centrally, and then nope, whoop. A lot of her teammates that have a lot more international caps than her looked at her with shock and awe, saying, all right.
Oh, yeah, that's what you got. All right. Okay. We're like, we want you to keep doing that.
I'm not sure many goalkeepers would save that one. All Revere there. The 19-year-old getting her first international goal.
She has scored a lot of goals at the younger levels, at the U15 age group, the U17 age group, and just to see her be able to get that first goal, and one like that with confidence and looking like she could be a veteran out there the way she hit that is pretty exciting, and I'm sure it's going to show a lot more to come.
Fleming cuts it inside. has runners, finds Leon. She wants a hat trick. Gets tackled, no call there. Revere keeps it in. Lawrence can't believe the no call. She gets tripped up there. Ashley Lawrence playing at PSG in France. Won an Olympic bronze medal with Canada back in 2016. Actually back-to-back Olympic bronze medals for the Canadian women's national team. And it's something that you know that they're proud about, but when you talk to them, they are eager to find their way higher up on the podium. I think this is one of the most talented squads they have as Leon makes it 3. A hat trick from Adriana Leon in the 43rd minute.
She's been clinical from that type of angle. I mean, their other goal looked like a tough angle, and she was able to slot it in the back post, and it's a very, very good strike from her just to get in that range.
She just holds herself on the side here. Good work by Leon.
It was great timing. I love that she pulled away horizontally and didn't keep running vertically because it allowed her to stay on side and didn't even have to take a look and was able to bury it far post.
Strikes it sweet there. Finds the same side netting she found earlier already in this one. Her 3rd of the match. Adriana Leon makes it 7 for Canada here in the first 45. I was wondering if we're going to get the music throughout the whole rest of the game. Sinclair keeps it. Lawrence, a little pocket of space. St. Kitts doing some defending. It's Fleming from distance. It's up and over the net. You look at some of these players and the international experience they have, but some of the youngsters too. And one of the things that Coach Heiner Mueller said is it was hard to pick 20 players because you want a mixture of people that have done this before and some of these youngsters to give them this type of experience to add it to their list of things that they've been able to do. And so far, a lot of those youngsters stepping up in big situations, and players like Adriana Leon.
Well, it speaks to a healthy culture, like you said. You know, they obviously honored to have a bronze medal, but they want more. You know, veteran players that are still involved in helping lead, and younger players that are infusing even more talent into the squad, and some of that passion from being a young player and it all being new. That can be a great combination to take your team to another level. And you want that competitiveness, and you want it to be hard on the coach to pick a roster.
Leon showing some of her experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline
She has
has indicated that there will
18 international goals. She's eager for more. Here's Sinclair, up and over. She's just been in that spot so many times before, has Christine Sinclair.
I could see her going into the locker room and being more upset by the last 2 than even the 2 that she scored. You know, she's someone who is just going to want to keep going and making sure that she's doing everything she can.
And it's not about the goal, it's about how she plays the ball, I think, is what she gets most upset about, right? And when you watch Christine Sinclair overall as a soccer player, as we're in this minute of stoppage time here in the first half, she's so calculated in a brilliant way of how she plays the game. And we got a little taste of that as Sinclair, 2 goals of the 7. She made history already in this first half. Brief thought from you, Casey, of the first 45.
You know, Canada's come out and been very, very clinical in the final third, and I think they got to be happy about that. And for St. Kitts, I mean, they got their first half underway, and they're showing their principles and how they can move forward.
7 goals for Canada. St. Kitts working hard. Gonna have 15 minutes to figure out what to do in the second half. We'll be back with highlights and stats in just a few.
Ball State is the official protector of Concacaf Women's Olympic Qualifying. Ball State, you're in good hands. Ball State es el protector oficial del Campeonato Preolímpico Femenino de Concacaf. Ball State está en buenas manos. Girls Will Be is your source for goals that empower. Concacaf and Girls Will Be have teamed up to capture the spirit and energy of women's football on
And Nevis in their first ever women's Olympic qualifying match. Canada and St. Kitts underway here in Edinburgh, Texas. And everybody's eyes were on that woman, Christine Sinclair, as she was chasing history. And she tied the international goal record right there, 184 international goals. The poise and determination in her eyes. But Canada wasn't done there. They really came after it time and time again. The second goal here coming from Leon.
Yeah, the wide spaces have been really great for Canada in this first half, and what a great ball into the path of Leon, and she's able to put it away. I love them being able to find the seams, and playing in a one-touch rhythm really didn't allow St. Kitts to get back there on that goal.
There was a good rhythm for Canada throughout the first half. Revere getting her first international assist there. And Ashley Lawrence, I'll take some space and I'll take a shot.
You know, they really found ways to do it all. I mean, as St. Kitts started to drop off, she sees the space and really tries it out. And then Jessie Fleming here playing a great little paced ball into Leon. And here's the goal that puts Christine Sinclair on top.
World record-breaking goal here, and she's all in her own space. She's at the top. The leader, the legend already, Christine Sinclair, 185 international goals.
It's amazing the calmness and composure she shows, and then the team having a little bit of fun. I'm sure they're loving it even more than she is. And then what a well-timed run here by Leon. Gets in a 1v1 situation, and she found that back post and just cool and calm, slots it right in low to the left of Kyra Dickinson.
Kanesha Smith there chasing her down, trying to get something on it, but Leon does a good job of just sneaking it in the back post. That wouldn't be the last time we see Adriana Leon find that side of the post, but this is the goal of the day so far, right?
I love this because you see psychologically the confidence she shows. You know what? There's space in front. I'm going to take it, and the knuckle on the shot was unbelievable.
She celebrates in the arms of her longtime veteran, Sophie Schmidt, and here's that last goal by Adriana Leon, finds the same side netting.
Well, she's been absolutely clinical from that side of the 18-yard box, and didn't even have to look to see where the goal was and able to put it away.
Canada with a majority of possession there in the first 45, 21 shots. Well, that's the thing that confuses me, 5 shots on target and 7 goals. So they really found a way to get some goals out of that.
They did. They're creating a lot of opportunities, which the coach has spoken about. But the possession is what's hard, you know, for St. Kitts and Nevis. When you give up that much possession, it is difficult as the game wears on. And I'm sure it will be hard as they go in, and Canada's going to want to create even more.
Canada put 7 away in the first 45. We'll be back with the second 45 between Canada and St. Kitts and Nevis just after this.
principals are, reinforcing them, hey, we're here to get better, we're here to learn, let's improve in this half compared to the first, and putting those objectives out for them.
Yeah, I like that. And you know what else I like? That huge smile from Kyra Dickinson, the captain, a Canadian. She lives in Canada, and she has played with this team since she was 12, and we got underway here in the second half. Probably a little bittersweet for her. She gave up the goals to Christine Sinclair, but Christine Sinclair is a player that Dickinson has been watching since she was a youngster growing up in Canada. As right away, Canada picks the ball back up. They're going to start the exact same way they started the game. No changes for Canada yet. So for St. Kitts and Nevis, they've already made a couple changes. Ariel Fernandez came in about midway through the first half. Then there at halftime, Allison Williams came on to replace Wilkinson. It's a good look at Jordan Heidema. She readies herself to come into the game. Leon on a hat trick. Starts this one. Gabby Carl to the near post, no one there, but St. Kitts. Grosso plays at the University of Texas. This ball will be chipped up and over by Fleming. Doesn't connect with Lawrence, and Lawrence, a few times now, just too eager to get in behind.
She's definitely looking for ways to interchange with the forward, and I love those runs coming from midfield, but just a little bit eager, as you said. But what creativity from Jessie Fleming.
Well, there it is. The substitution. Jordan Heidema is going to come in for the world record holder, Christine Sinclair. Her 290th cap was all she needed to score 185 goals. A big hug from Heidema, a player just at 17. Jordan Heidema is really the future of this Canadian national team, as Sinclair gets huge hugs from her teammates.
She's been a known talent for many years in the youth national team environment, and it's pretty cool to see her come in for Christine Sinclair when she is known for her goal-scoring ability. She's a young player who I'm sure has just seen Christine Sinclair as an icon and an inspiration for years.
Yeah. It's crazy because when you talk about Christine Sinclair, she's not just a legend in Canada. She's a legend everywhere. You've played against her. I've played against her. Not only has she transcended her sport in her given nation, but she is one of the most kind people you will ever meet. Sits down and chats with you. So many people, I reached out on Twitter and said, hey, can you give me a Christine Sinclair word that describes her? And they just went on and on and on. One of the cool things that I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to the old record holder, so I asked Abby Wambach what she had to say about Christine Sinclair, and she just said, I'm looking forward to someone breaking the record. It's been with me for a long time. For all that Christine Sinclair has done for women's soccer in her country, I couldn't be prouder of her for getting this record. I know how proud I was for my team and all the work that goes into scoring goals. What an achievement. From one record holder, Abby Wambach, to the new one, Christine Sinclair. Pretty nice words from Abby there.
Who better to speak about it than Abby, a true professional, someone who could score from any which way to then pass that on in some ways, and that respect on to Christine Sinclair is pretty amazing. I mean, that's two amazing, prolific goal scorers in our game.
Such special moments, and it just shows you, yeah, we all are, you know, those two players in particular are so competitive, but the respect that is there, it's pretty neat. It's a good look at Kaylee Bennett. Udenberg defends Grosso. Zadorsky to the far post. Leon chases this one down. Just has to be sent out of bounds by Fernandez.
And as you would expect, St. Kitts has dropped more players a little bit deeper. At minimum, they're having 5 across the back line. And that's going to help a little bit with just having numbers centrally and forcing it even wider.
Dickinson comes out to affect that play. She's looking for the ball. It's a nice little slip pass by Jessie Fleming.
Yeah, I mean, the creativity, find the seam, Ashley Lawrence coming out. I love that Kyrie Dickinson comes out strong and is able to command that portion of her 18-yard box.
This ball in the box. Heidema trying to get there. 26 caps for the 17-year-old Jordan Heidema. Grew up playing with the boys. Now playing on a national stage, international stage, excuse me. Here's Fleming from distance. Goes wide. Jessie Fleming has torn up the collegiate game over the last few years, playing at UCLA. She's young, but she already has 71 caps. Her ability on the ball is so fun to watch.
She really does execute just differently than other players. I mean, she works in out of spaces really well. She plays against the grain. She slides balls in behind that players don't normally see, and it's really an exciting brand of soccer to watch.
Lawrence can't connect. Udenberg needs some help. And it's gonna be a delayed offside call, I believe, there from our center official. Crystal Sobers from Trinidad. Heidema picks this one off. She has Fleming. Just patience from Fleming there. Brings more numbers into the attack. Leon always playing off the shoulder of a defender, seeing if she can slip in behind. This time she peels to the back post as it goes to one of our goal scorers tonight. Revere, now Grosso into the hands of Dickinson. Grosso gets pushed off the ball. Here's Udenberg. Has some space. Looks to slip it through to her teammate. You talked about it in the first half. Nice to have Kanesha Buchanan there to pick balls off like that.
It really does allow Sophie Schmidt and Zadorsky to get into attack and take those chances, and she just has so much pace, and she's smart, gets in spaces very, very well.
Great defending there by Fernandez. She came in midway through the first half, has made an impact defensively. Strong defender there. Here's Fleming. She makes it 8. Jessie Fleming gets a little high five from her teammates and a big smile on her face.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Canada.
Just this delayed run from midfield is great, and what I love is the awareness that she has to have that nice first touch, realize she has time, doesn't need to rush it, and just a lovely soft touch here and a confident finish.
Just when we started talking about her and her ability on the ball, she shows us what she can do in front of the goal. Big smile from Jessie Fleming, the London, Ontario native. Scores her 10th international goal, the 8th of the night for Canada.
So often it's important that you score goals and you win by committee. I mean, depending on one player is something that as you go through tournaments isn't something that is the most helpful. So for a Jessie Fleming to get on the board, Leon, Sinclair, Ashley Lawrence, Revere, you know, all these different players, that's just going to help their confidence as they go through the Olympic qualifiers.
That's one thing Kenneth Heiner-Moeller said too, is who's going to be your secondary scorer? And he started listing off players. He was like, we're not concerned about that. Yes, Christine Sinclair is Christine Sinclair, but we've got Janine and Jessie and Sophie and name it, name after name, right? So he was so confident in who his squad is, and that's one of the things I think that's been toughest for him is how do you pick a roster of 20 out of the group that they have? It's a good problem to have here, Canada.
Oh, 100%. You would take that all day. He'd rather have, I'm sure, sleepless nights with making hard decisions than not have it.
First corner kick there for St. Kitts. St. Kitts again in their first ever women's Concacaf Olympic qualifying tournament. They made it in through the Caribbean qualification process. 3 wins and a draw there, scored 20 goals. And they're using this as a way that they can just represent their country. They're growing the game in St. Kitts. Chopped back from Lawrence. Falls to Grosso. Fleming slips it through. Revere. Now Lawrence, she slides it away. That was a beautiful build up there by Canada. Ashley Lawrence has been looking for a goal since the 18th minute when she scored her first one, and she found it again.
It really was a great build-up. You can see St. Kitts has 6 players back at times, 5 players back at times, but it's those balls that they're finding in behind seams, and they're doing this all in 1 and 2 touch max, and just being able to find spaces, and it's a clinical finish from Ashley Lawrence, so they're taking advantage of the opportunities that they're creating.
The thing that impresses me there, Revere had 2 runners that were closer to the goal, and she picked the right seam. You don't see that very often. Especially in young players. Revere has really shown well tonight.
She really has, and their runs make that as well. They clear that space, and they have to respect that as St. Kitts, and they have to go with those runners. So the organization in the box is huge. The ability of Revere to find that seam is huge, and then the finish, of course.
Schmidt, currently the highest capped player out on the pitch there for Canada, starts the attack. Fleming hesitates. Well defended by Fernandez. Top of the box. Williams steps on the ball, makes it difficult. And every player for St. Kitts there, whether it was Kuzi Phillip, Kalia Smith, everybody was right there willing to do some of the work.
The commitment to defend is great from them right now. They're working, they're staying in a new shape that they've come out in, and you can see that they're there, they're pressuring, they're covering, and really doing all they can to keep Canada off the board.
And they're competitive. When I was talking to their head coach, Janae Buklowski, she was saying, we went bowling the other day, and you would have thought that we were becoming professional bowlers the way these women were competing with each other, and they were so ferocious and so feisty out there bowling, and that's how they've been. And you can start to see in little moments where they're defending one-on-one how much pride they take in that. It's really exciting to see what they'll do under Buklowski and her guidance and leadership.
As a coach, if you have that kind of integrity and that intrinsic motivation to be better, to win, that you can work with that, and it just motivates you to be able to work with your players, and you can see it demonstrated out here today.
Yeah. Good run there. It's a good look as St. Kitts got forward there. Kaylee Bennett. This is really our first time we've got to see Bennett run into space. And man, does she have some pace. The fastest player their coach Buklowski has ever seen. Her parents, both D1 track athletes. Her dad actually ran internationally for St. Kitts and Nevis in his day. So Bennett continuing the tradition of being an international for a country.
Yes, it definitely runs in the family. I'm sure her parents are loving watching her compete at this level.
That ball just slips away from Gabby Carl. So look at a substitution getting ready on the sideline. It's Rebecca Quinn. Looks like Desiree Scott will also ready herself for action. Fleming. I like watching Fleming when she plays the ball and then what she does afterwards. She's always looking for that next pass, that next opportunity.
You can see it's secondary movement. She's always on the half turn, looking, taking looks. Where's the space? Where's my teammates? Where do I go? And you can see that when she plays.
Leon can't get around Smith there, and that's going to be the whistle for our substitutions. Quinn is going to come on for the goal scorer and 2 assists. Jade Revere, Ashley Lawrence thought she was coming off, but I thought I saw an 8 too. Revere's going to come off. What a performance by her to come into this game with 0 points as an international and to leave with a goal and 2 assists.
She has to be happy about that. What I've loved about her is not only is she dynamic, she's been clean on the ball. She's taken advantage of her opportunities, and with their head coach looking for that, that's something that's so important for them, to take advantage of their opportunities when they present themselves.
You're competing for 18 spots in the Olympics, so every single opportunity matters. Julia Grosso is replaced by the longtime veteran Desiree Scott, making her 149th international appearance for Canada. Scott is a hard-nosed defensive midfielder, but when she gets the ball, she can distribute and spray it all over the field. There's her first touches. How difficult is that, going from a roster last year at the World Cup, 24 players, to 18 at the Olympics?
Oh, it's extremely difficult. That's such a small roster, and it's something that, you know, coaches face every cycle and as it comes through. And when you've had some success and you've done well at a previous world event, and then to be able to go, okay, now I've got to eliminate it even more, that's difficult. But what an environment that creates for the team, and if you have that competitive environment, it brings out the best in each other.
Yeah. So not only are both of these teams competing for one of those 2 spots in Tokyo 2020, but also those coveted roster spots as well, trying to use every minute they have to perform well, as Jessie Fleming strides out, but that's going to roll all the way back to Dickinson. It's a good look at Dakota Mills. Plays for St. Joseph's. The ball just runs a little too far out of the reach of St. Kitts on the far side. There's Ariel Fernandez. For Canada, they've been at the last 2 Olympics. Not only have they been there in London and in Brazil, but they won the bronze medal both times. They talked about how difficult the World Cup was for them going out in the round of 16 as Leon dribbles. She's already on 3 goals today. It's a big tackle. It's Fernandez again taking the ball away. Lawrence crosses it in. It's going to go all the way through. Picked up by Carl. Faces up to her defender. Here's Zadorsky. To Scott from distance. Scott's going to take a strike. What a touch there from Dickinson. Up and over the net. Big time save.
Again, just Scott taking that space in front and using that to have an opportunity on frame. She struck it well, but what a great save.
Yeah, all the credit there goes to Dickinson. Currently playing in the Swedish league is Kyra Dickinson, and she makes a huge save there. Showing her quality. Leon gets set for this corner kick. Runners in the box. It's gonna be Buchanan. Wow. She doesn't miss that very often.
No, she doesn't, and that was a display of athleticism if I've ever seen one. She came flying through there for that opportunity.
Here's a look at it, the ball coming back to her, and Buchanan's the only one in the vicinity going free. How do you leave Kanesha Buchanan free on a corner kick?
Yeah, not a good idea.
Buchanan currently playing with Lyon in France. Kind of a good squad over there. They're doing some good things.
Yeah, they are. They are, I'd say so.
Won the Champions League back in 2017. Did Buchanan. She gets this one back underway in attack for Canada. Schmidt can't send it through. Good solid back line for St. Kitts as they defend hard together.
And you see that with some of the changes, and you inevitably change personnel and move players in position, Canada's trying to find that rhythm again, and in the meantime, St. Kitts has been able to defend and connect a few passes, which has allowed them to get a little bit further up the field, which is good for them as they develop into this second half.
And Brittany Lawrence there gets on the ball for St. Kitts. She had 4 goals in qualification for them. She's sitting in that spot where you know that if she gets the ball, she's eager to get forward and make something happen every time she's received it. She's turning and trying to get at the defenders. Elly Stokes, the 16-year-old forward there from Baltimore. Elly is playing her club soccer for Baltimore Armor U17 team here. She's showing a little bit of skill. She has some soft feet, willing to go at defenders one-on-one. So we get a little taste of that there. Heidema. Defended by Mills. Mills will draw a foul. Get the ball back to her team in St. Kitts. A misplayed ball. Lyon gets onto it. It's well-timed tackle. Just cleaned up well there in the end. Lyon pops up the back line, receives it in space. Adriana Lyon almost made it 4 goals on the night for her.
Now, this is a great tackle by Phillip right at the end. She covers well, very tough, very well timed.
Phillip is a gritty defender, someone that has expressed a lot that she wants to play professionally after this. And experiences like this will only help her develop her game. You're playing against the best striker in the world. The all-time leading goal scorer for the whole first half. Christine Sinclair broke the record in the first half. 185 international goals for Sinclair.
And what you're seeing now from Canada is a little bit of impatience. You know, when you start to have that much open space and the score line is what it is, it can be very tempting to go 1v1 or to rush things. And you know, what was so great about their first half was their ability to play in spaces, to have combination play, and that consistency to be able to do that across an entire game is going to be important for them.
Fleming misses her pass there, but she picks up the deflection. Starts to orchestrate an attack here. Carl to the end line. The cross goes off a defender. Must have rolled out of bounds. It looks like we're going to get that call from our center official. And Canada's teetering on their largest margin of victory too. They had that in qualification back in 2016. They played Guatemala and they beat them 10-0. So right now, Canada looking maybe to tie that. But for you, are goals as important as finding that rhythm that you just spoke about?
I mean, it's hard to say that the goal differential is not important, right? Because you're looking for seeding in the semifinals, so that has to take precedence. But a very close second would be how they're playing. Right now, it's about executing. They need to qualify for the Olympics, so whatever it takes to get the job done. But as a head coach, I'm sure Kenneth is wanting to make sure they have their style of play secondary to that.
Great run by Jessie Fleming. She finds herself into the attacking third. Fleming defended really well on the far side. Fernandez does the hard work. It's given away by Udenberg. Lawrence earns a corner kick for Canada. Fleming scoops it to the far post. It's Quinn. No one around her. I was gonna say, how is she so wide open? Well, that's because she was offside, Casey. She's Casey White. I'm Jordan Angeli. We feel very honored to be here with you guys, not only calling this a women's Olympic qualifier, but to call history. That's another tough call.
It is, it is. There was one stepping there a little bit late, so I think they got a little lucky on that one.
I think the way when the play gets slowed down like that so much, you see how close it is. If you only notice it in super slow motion, how on top of the game these referees and assistant referees have to be at any given moment, right? Because those goal scoring opportunities have come fast and furious for Canada as they build up another one here. Heidema chasing down Dakota Mills. Now Mills went from center forward in the first half to now playing in center defense. Maybe some of that has to do with her 5'9" stature and her experience playing collegiately for St. Joseph's in the USA. Lawrence, far side, has runners. She'll earn a corner kick.
I think that was a good move by Janae Buklowski because they've made a tactical change. They brought her back. She has the stature, and it's helped them as they've settled in.
Really has good defensive work here in the later stages of this second half. That's just a misplayed ball there. Williams trying to do the right thing, but Dickinson was ready, eager.
She had her back.
She had her
was
back.
fine.
Good teammates. There's Chloe Udenberg, one of three Udenberg sisters on the team, the oldest of the crew. Described as an incredible work rate, and if you've watched almost 74 minutes of this game, you know that Udenberg has been everywhere centrally for this St. Kitts team. Leon plays it in, and that's a good header by Jordan Heidema, diving to find herself onto the score sheet here today. Credit the cross from Adriana Leon.
And what a great run here. I mean, she's left open when they were together. She was able to find a little bit of space, and what bravery and courage just to go through. That's a true goal scorer right there.
I like how she turned it into a diving header. I don't really know if it had to have been.
Probably not.
But
Probably
you know
not,
what?
but some style points after.
Heidema with the 10th goal here on the day for Canada. She gets on the ball again, right away. Leon to her left foot. Gets it just toe poked away. Carl initially looked like a good ball, but didn't have enough oomph on it to get past Dickinson. Lawrence has space, has time. It's a good early ball. Leon can't get there in time. She's gonna be called offside anyways. Good read by the captain Dickinson though to just come off her line.
While the interchange for Canada has been super effective for them and been the way they've really been able to get in and attack, finding seams, they've scored in a lot of ways, and that is exciting for a roster coming in their first game, seeing that they can score in a variety of different avenues and different players.
That's a really good point. That one coming off of a corner kick, and we're going to see Kaylee Bennett replaced by Ilanya Bailey Williams, 17-year-old. Now she's a dual citizen. She lives in Puerto Rico, but she's also a St. Kitts and Nevis citizen, choosing to play for her national team there. Has a really cool story. We'll get to that in a second as Heidema chases this one down. Leon has a strike. Scored from similar spot in the first half, but with her left foot, that one doesn't go on frame. Adriana Leon already on 3 goals today. Had that last assist to Heidema. So Bailey Williams, living in Puerto Rico, has been living without power for 7 weeks as her family was a part of the earthquake that happened there. They went without power and then just recently got it back. And as that earthquake just hit again in Puerto Rico just yesterday, they lost power again. So they didn't know if she was going to be able to make it. They didn't know if she would want to stay with the team during this, but this opportunity for her and all she's gone through, that she's really excited to be with the squad here. So the ball gets crossed. Leon gets kick saved by Dickinson. You gotta love that. I guess not if you're Sophie Schmidt. She thought she had one.
Yeah, it was a great save on the first opportunity, and then you want to get that second opportunity on frame, and unfortunately they can't do that. But you know, there's so many bigger things in soccer, and you talk about Bailey Williams and just what she's been through. And obviously there's things more important, but for her to be able to go through that and still be able to come and be a part of something very historic for St. Kitts and Nevis is a pretty exciting thing for her and her family as they go through that.
That's amazing, right? And cool too that she chose to represent St. Kitts. Excited to wear that number 14, but more excited to wear her country's crest on the front of her jersey. Scott chased down by Udenberg. Go all the way back. Kaylin Sheridan. Sheridan has played 3 years at Sky Blue in NWSL. She starts this attack, and now it's all the way up to Lawrence. Going one-on-one. Fernandez has done a good job defending on the left side since she's come in.
She has. She's battled, and what's been great about the tactical change is now there's not 1v1 opportunities in the wide spaces. They have cover built into their system, and they're being more effective in being able to deal with that one-on-one opportunity.
Schmidt tries to break the line and instead goes to Heidema. Little stutter there. Looking for Schmidt. She'll get it now. Scott keeps going. Desiree Scott. Bulldozing through the box, trying to get herself on the scoreboard.
By staying a little further back, they are having to give up that space in front to Canada, but having it further away from goal rather than allowing Canada to be successful in the same way as the first half doesn't look like it was an option for them. And they've done well to cut that off, and unfortunately, Canada is just finding other ways to attack as well.
Scott finds Leon. Leon, toe poke! She finds it into the back of the net. 4 goals for Adriana Leon today. Big smile from her.
That's absolutely great individual work, and what a finish. I mean, taking a half opportunity, a half chance, and being able to put that away, I mean, that's really great from Leon.
Good little touch here from Adriana Leon to get herself away from the defender. St. Kitts isn't giving up. They're still hounding her, making it difficult for her to get a shot on goal. Just speaking to that competitiveness of this squad. Haidema pressures there. One of the things that I think is interesting when you talk about this St. Kitts team is under Coach Janae Buklosky, they've only been in camp really 2 times. In qualification in October, and then just recently to get prepared for this Olympic Concacaf women's qualifying as Udenberg picks it up. She finds Lawrence. Brittany Lawrence, 4 goals in that qualification back in October. And that's going to be the second corner kick we're going to see from St. Kitts. But just the confidence that Buklosky has seen in this squad grow. They take every moment. They don't take, any moment for granted, because they know they don't get a lot of opportunities to be together as a squad, that they're just relishing every single opportunity. And these players are soaking it up like sponges. Lawrence sends this one in. Udenberg gets it picked off by Leon. And here goes Carl. Plays it back through, it's Fleming, in time, in space. Jessie Fleming on her right foot. Scoots around one defender. Haidema deflected, and it'll be a corner kick.
Yeah, watching St. Kitts, it really speaks to their culture, but also the leadership that their coach has exhibited since she's had them. You haven't seen any disconnect between the players. They're continuing to work. They're not getting on each other, and it's a tough environment to be in, and it's a first environment for them. So their work ethic they've shown has been tremendous.
Just as you're saying that too, Dickinson with a big smile on her face as she talks to her teammates. It is hard. It is hard to be in that situation where you're losing by that many goals, but you can see they're still enjoying being able to participate in the game. I think that's one of the big things that Concacaf W does, is that they want you to play, right? They want to give opportunities, and St. Kitts here taking advantage of playing against some of the best in Canada. Be another corner kick for Canada, or maybe it won't by that reaction from Buchanan. Now wearing the captain's armband after Christine Sinclair passed it off. She had to carry the torch of world record holder and international goals. So Buchanan, you can take the captain's armband for a bit. Looking for Udenberg. Lawrence runs beyond. Trying to find Brittany Lawrence, but can't connect.
They gained a little possession there. Brittany Lawrence in the middle third came off and was able to hold, and that was really very important for St. Kitts to be able to start to go forward.
Curling ball into Haidema, defended well by Phillip. Gets a little tug from Haidema and keeps possession still. Here's Fernandez. She'll take that space up. Still on the ball. Nice little scoop to Williams. Fleming getting a meg there. You can't blame Kanesha Smith there, taking her out.
It's a smart professional foul. Get the team back and be able to get organized nice and quick.
One of the players that Coach Buklosky says reads the game really well is Kanesha Smith. Right there, she knew that if she let Jessie Fleming go, that wouldn't have been a good solution. Professional foul as we enter into the last about to enter into the last 5 minutes here. This one in Edinburgh, Texas. Our first game of group play in Group B. Here's Carl on the near side. Can't connect her cross, and it's just cleared away by St. Kitts.
The difference in the way St. Kitts is defending is they're still having success, Canada, getting in that space, but now it's a 1v2 or a 1v3. So if one is beat, there's other players there to ensure that there's at least pressure on the cross, and it's not as easy to get into the final third.
Ooh, what a touch by Leon. But you gotta say, even better slide tackle there. Phillip has been eager to make big plays defensively, and that's another one for her. Phillip is one of those players that coach says she's so shy off the field, but when she gets on the field, she's just a different person. I think that tackle showed it. Willing to put in that extra work. She gives up a corner kick, and Leon will take it. Both hands up. Sends it all the way far. Good punch out by Dickinson. And here goes Phillip. Read by Scott, but Phillip chases her. Kuzi Phillip playing in St. Kitts for Connery FC.
This is an improved second half for St. Kitts. I mean, you have to think about, okay, performance-wise, right? With the score line that like it was in the first half, are they gaining more space higher up the field in moments? Yes, they are. Are they able to keep the score line lower in the second half? And they have been able to do that, and that's something moving forward for them that's going to be really important to build off of, because they're playing a high-level opponent in this game.
And they knew that, right? They knew that this was going to be a difficult one in talking to Coach Janae Buklowski, and she said, we want to establish who we are, and I think they came out and played that way in the first half. Leon looking for Heidema, gets deflected. It's going to go over for a corner kick, but they wanted to press a little bit higher on the field, and they saw how good Canada can be when you do press a little bit higher. As we take a look again, as that just didn't quite work out, but they've been able to adapt, and I think that's one of the things that they have to take into consideration when they're moving on from this, is they played two different ways today, and it's not to say that the first half isn't going to work in the future as they start to continue to build their program and build their confidence, but the fact that they could go into this different look in the second half, I think, has to be a positive.
It is, and that's part of learning, right? Some of those things you have to experience yourself and to see, and they've been able to learn from each of the halves and how they move forward.
Leon to the near post. Buchanan's all alone. Swings and misses, sends it in, but it's all green jerseys in there. Nice work by Lawrence. Can't hold it up long enough, but she's fighting to be that target player for St. Kitts and Nevis. 7 goals in the first half for Canada, 4 here in the second 45. Scott plays Heidema with a goal to her name today. Quinn to Leon. Now Scott. Good movement by Canada. Nice passing, but better defending by Allison Williams.
Dakota Mills has done great in that half space. She's stepping, and because they have more numbers, you're able to send someone out.
Played into the box. Schmidt wasn't quite sure if it was going to follow her. It'll go to Carl, and it straight into the arms of Dickinson. Some good control there from Zadorsky. 11 goals is the largest lead in Concacaf Women's Olympic qualifiers that Canada has ever put up. This is their 5th appearance. They played in 04, 08, 2012, and 2016. Now searching for 2020. There's 2 spots up for grab, as that's going to be the end of this one. Canada wins it 11-0, and Christine Sinclair breaks the all-time goal-scoring record. A good night all in all for Canada, but for St. Kitts, you got to look at this one as a moment of growth, and there were good things that they did during the game.
Yeah, I mean, they're creating a pathway and they're inspiring others. And there you see Christine Sinclair coming onto the field. I mean, she's got to be so happy to be where she is, but more so that they've had a great performance as a team and they can move forward. But St. Kitts, these are the building blocks for their future. And it's a start, and it's something that Janae can build on as they go forward.
Christine Sinclair, a legend in Canadian soccer, just etched her way into a world record. Full-time between Canada and St. Kitts and Nevis, 11-0. We'll be back with stats and highlights just after this.